everything. I was just looking at verses glorifying the holy name. There's so many verses in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the literatures of the Goswamis, in the Prema Vivarta, like Lord Chaitanya also, in his 8 final instructions that he wrote in the Gambhira, the Shikshastakam, he wrote the essence of the holy name also. And I was just looking at these verses and I was thinking, shall I put a few in this presentation? But finally I realized that it's quite simple. The holy name is everything. It's the best of all holy places. It's the best of all sacrifices. It is described that in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna reveals that of sacrifices I am japa. And in this Kali Yuga, the sacrifice is the chanting of the holy name. So it's the best of all purifying things. It's just the best of everything. Everything you can ever imagine, any beauty, any potency you see in life, well, you multiply this by 1 million and it's not even equal to the glories of the holy name. Because the point is, Krishna, he has invested all his potencies in the holy name. It's described in the Shikshastakam. Vyasadeva also, in one instance, he shares this, that all his powers are there. So we're talking about God, the Supreme Controller, Krishna. All his potencies are there in the holy name. So how potent it is, this chanting. Srila Prabhupada said that Krishna is there personally. He dances on your tongue when you chant Hare Krishna. Because Krishna is not different from the name, he's there personally. But the point is that we don't realize it. We chant out of duty, sometimes just out of habit. And we just don't realize this point that Krishna is there when we chant. Because Krishna is not different from his name. It's called Shabda Brahman. Srila Prabhupada mentioned that when you hear Bhagavad Gita, it's just exactly the same benefit as if you were there personally, face to face to Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. No difference whatsoever. You're there just like Arjuna. This is the potency of Shabda Brahman. Also, in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, in the purport, Prabhupada's disciples, they describe this statement by Rupa Goswami, in which he says that when you hear the pastimes of the Lord, it's also the same benefit as if you're there personally. So you see how potent it is. So we have to see that when you chant Hare Krishna, just like when you hear Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is there. That's why it is said that Krishna, or his name, there's Nama and Nami, the name and the possessor of the name. So basically, the name of Krishna is more merciful than Krishna himself. Although they are the same, still the name is more merciful because he gives himself very easily. Makes himself available. It will be, if you think about it for a second, it will be difficult to have direct darshan face-to-face of Krishna. We have it with the deities. If you have that appreciation, it is no different also. But if you say like face-to-face Krishna, you need to be very elevated to have that association. But still, by the holy name, we have that association with Krishna because he's there personally. So Srila Prabhupada said that the most essential instruction of the Guru is chanting 16 rounds. This is the most essential of all rules and regulations. So how important it is to chant seriously, to make it our life and soul, because this is the most important instruction. Srila Prabhupada said that if you chant 16 rounds attentively, and you follow the 4 regulative principles, you will go back home, back to God. So it's a request to be re-established in a relationship. First, connection to Krishna. Because this is what we're trying to do. When we chant, basically the goal of chanting is to re-establish that connection with Krishna. Srila Prabhupada said to a reporter. Reporter asked him, why do you chant always? We see your devotees, they always chant, every day. Always. And Prabhupada said it's because we want to have direct association always with Krishna. Because Krishna is there. So the goal of chanting is to reestablish that relationship with Krishna. Because when you chant, it's your first connection. The first time you chant, I mean, we have connection before we start chanting with Prabhupada's books, we have connection through prasadam, devotees, but that intimate, that communion with Krishna, it happens first when you chant the holy name. So it's something very special. So it's the best celebration of your life when you start chanting Hare Krishna. Because you start establishing a connection with the Lord. So it's a request for a benediction, to be engaged in loving service. That's the mood of chanting. This is what it means, the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna Rama. So when you see, we're asking the divine energy, we're asking Srimati Radharani to engage us in the service of the Lord. So this is the mood of chanting. Please accept me in your service, Krishna. Please make me your servant. Please accept me. And if we see more specifically, Srila Prabhupada said the mood in the chanting is just like a child begging for his mother. Imagine for a second, children, a child is 5 years old, is in West Edmonton Mall, is that what it's called? West Edmonton Mall, huge place, no? At Boxing Day, 26th of December, and he loses his mother. How would he feel? Just put yourself in this place. He will feel really bad, no? He will feel lost, will start crying, run around to find his mother, ask everyone, where's my mother? Have you seen my mother? So this is the mood, just like that child. We should feel like that, just like a child begging for his mother, for protection, for shelter. So this is the mood of chanting. It's an expression of lamentation for having turned away from Radha and Krishna. This is the first sentiment when we start Krishna consciousness. We should feel a deep regret that we've been here for so long in this material world, for so many trillions, billions of lifetimes. So this feeling of regret is very good because it puts us in a humble mood, understanding that I have been so much forgetful of Krishna, fallen in this material world. So this is the first mood when we chant. A child begging to his mother in a mood of helplessness. Because that's what it is. We are helpless in this material world until we take shelter of the Lord. Otherwise, taking shelter of the material energy, we are struck by the waves of this ocean of this science. Srila Prabhupada said this material world is just like a nonsensical stage performance. In one life, you're an African mama making pancakes for 10 children. The curtains close, curtains open again. You're a rich businessman working in Wall Street, making millions of dollars. Curtains close, curtains open. You're a beggar on the street. Curtains close, curtains open. You're a dog. So you see, this nonsensical stage performance. One life after the next we change bodies, change personalities, change countries, change species of life. So this should be a wake-up call, the statement by Srila Prabhupada. That we're in this world, but we're not of this world. We're meant to go back to the spiritual world in association with Krishna and his devotees. So it's an acknowledgement that Radha and Krishna have not turned away from me. It's not they, we have turned away from them. We didn't want to be in their association. We didn't want to be a servant. We wanted to be Krishna. That's what brought us there in the first place. So very important because the point is, Krishna, he makes himself easily available to everyone. One proof of this is the super soul in the heart. He accompanies us even in the body of a worm in the stool. So you see how merciful Krishna is, that actually he goes everywhere, accompanies everyone, at every step in every species of life, to give guidance and support to the conditioned soul. So Krishna is always ready. He has never turned away from us. It's described in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita. When Gopakumar goes to Vaikuntha Loka and meets Lord Narayan face to face, Lord Narayan expresses his deep feelings for Gopakumar. He says to him that, what have you been doing? I've been waiting for you for so long, trying so many things to get you back here, but you never listened to me. You were so stubborn that you just made your way through in this material world. But I was suffering, waiting for you to come back to me. So this is how Krishna feels. He actually wants you to come more to his abode than you want to go. So it's a journey of self-discovery. On the way to Krishna, we meet ourselves. Because the point is, the more you hear about Krishna, the more you purify your heart, and the more you understand who you are. So it happens naturally. So the point in this is, we should have an intense greed to know who we are. What is my spiritual identity? Doesn't mean that we should artificially impose a spiritual personality on us. No. But we should have that intense greed to know, who am I? If I am just in this nonsensical stage performance, then I should know what is my real self. So by hearing about Krishna, because Krishna is the source, is the complete whole, being part and parcel, naturally we'll understand who we are. Because Srila Prabhupada said, just by chanting Hare Krishna attentively, Krishna will reveal everything to you. He will reveal his form, he will reveal his qualities, he will reveal his pastimes, he will reveal his associates. Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, just by chanting Hare Krishna purely, your Swarup, eternal identity, will be revealed from the bottom of your heart. The means to an end, devotional service, and the end in itself, devotional service. The point is, this is both the goal and the means. Because if you see in Vrindavan, the Brajavasis, what they do, they chant Hare Krishna all day. When Mother Yashoda when Krishna is on the field playing with his coward boyfriends, killing demons, Mother Yashoda is training Mother in her home, and she's glorifying Krishna's pastimes, chanting his sweet name. And as she's chanting, she's just training the Mother, she moves and dances. So she's doing kirtan as she's doing service for Krishna. Everyone is doing that in Vrindavan. Chanting is the breathing of the Brajavasis. When the gopis are in separation from Krishna with his coward boyfriends, they chant Hare Krishna all day, awaiting for his return. So the point is there in the spiritual abode, the foremost thing, the forefront is direct service to Krishna because he's there personally there. So they do face-to-face service. But here, because we don't have that privilege, the direct service is chanting Hare Krishna for us. See? Because, like I said, Krishna is there in the name. He is the name. And he has descended in this material world. He's the Yuga avatar. This is what is described, that the incarnation of Krishna in this age is the holy name. That's how he's so merciful. He gives himself available to everyone. Everyone here can chant Hare Krishna. And by this process, connect with the Lord. So it's devotional service to Radha and Krishna, because in the holy name, everything is there. We don't need any other mantras. Vyasadeva said that this is the essence of all the other Vedic mantras are there in this Maha Mantra. Because you see there's Hare, Krishna, and Rama. There's the divine energy, our universal mother, Shrimati Radharani, Krishna, the Supreme Lord, and there's interaction between them, prema, pure love. So everything is there. We don't miss anything when we chant the holy name. Sometimes we see in different places people, they try different mantras, or they transform the mantra. No, there's no need, because if you understand the point that everything is there when you chant the holy name. That's what should give us faith and inspiration to chant, because everything you're trying to achieve, we were talking about this morning, is there in the holy name, because Krishna is present. And is the source of all happiness, all beauty, all knowledge, all opulence. He's there as the holy name because he has invested all his potencies. So it's the best of all names of bhakti. It's just like a pillar. Why it's the best? Because chanting is a direct communion with Krishna. It's the connection we make. We start by hearing, because Sambandha Gyan is the basis of chanting. Hearing about Krishna is the basis of chanting, because it's hard to chant with feeling and to chant attentively and to keep chanting every day if you don't know who Krishna is. But when you hear about Krishna, his pastimes, his qualities, then you develop the desire to chant his name. But still, finally, the name is the best because it's the direct connection, it's Krishna is there personally. So you serve him, because that's how he manifests himself in Kali as the holy name. It's just like a pillar. It's the foundation of spiritual life. Because the quality of your spiritual life will depend on the quality of your chanting. So chanting is the pillar, the foundation of our spiritual life. It holds our spiritual life. Without chanting, we cannot worship the deities. Without chanting, we cannot serve. We won't have the enthusiasm and inspiration, the service attitude to serve the devotees. Without chanting, we cannot maintain bhakti. It's the essence. So, if you see a pillar, it's the foundation. You don't need anything else, but you can carve, different things on the pillar. You can put colors into it, put stickers. So these are the different aspects that support the chanting. It's not that the chanting is dependent on them, it's, because it's the pillar. These things will beautify the chanting, but doesn't change the fact that the chanting is the pillar, it's the main thing. So chanting is the ultimate shelter because we're trying to take shelter of Krishna and He's fully present as His name. So just picture Mother Devaki, she's the one, basically I offered the seminar to her. It's on her behalf that I'm doing this because I was in Ekachakra and I went to her and I said, I really want to share the teachings because it really changed me so much, really went deep in the heart. And I told her, well, I'm not a good chanter, I'm just a beginner, in chanting, but can I share this? And she told me, yes, just, I've planted a seed in your heart, just keep it, water it, and then share it with everyone when you go back to Canada. So on her behalf, I cannot say I'm a good chanter, I'm chanting purely, but just as a service to Mother Devaki, I'm trying to share this knowledge, the teachings that the realizations that she has shared with us. So the holy name purifies the heart. These are basically different aspects of the holy name. It's from the Shikshastaka. But before we go there, since we're limited with time, we'll do 2 parts to this seminar because usually it's an hour and a half, 2 hours. So we'll do first part today, and next Sunday we'll do the second part. So today I would like to make sure we speak on inattentive chanting, so we'll just go for the sketch. So there's a few devotees, they have prepared some sketches on inattentive chanting, just to show you the bad habits that we can have unconsciously when we chant the holy name. So without further ado, I'll leave them the space. If you need the mic, please take it. And if you can just introduce the type of inattentive chanting before you act it. So just for 10 minutes, they will present a few.
Hare Krishna. We're going to go over ways not to chant. There's a few of them here. What we're going to do is we're going to explain what they are, and then we will act it. You want to explain all that?
We'll start with.
Okay. Hey, you need one that works.
Hare Krishna. We'll start with beat the clock chopper. So here the scenario is chant as fast as possible in an attempt to get those bothersome rounds over with, sometimes trying to break precious record of 1 round in 3 minutes 59 seconds, which was formerly thought to be humanly impossible until he proved it could be done